Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of Coach's Corner, our weekly coaches show. We sit down with men's soccer head coach Trevor Gorman. And coach, let's hop right into it. You had a long layoff leading up to the Hartwick game. You get out of there with a draw. What were your overall takeaways from that contest?
A lot of things. Frustration again to be so close and to put in a performance that had a lot of positives to it. Obviously, you score 2 goals away from home, you're going to be pleased, and we created those goals off of opponent miscues that we forced through our defensive pressure. But then obviously not too pleased that we couldn't hold the lead, that we conceded twice in the second half, and kind of the manner of the goals spoke to a little bit of us not being completely confident at the back and to presenting those opportunities to them. And then, above all else, you play to win the game, and we had chances late to win the game. Obviously, another missed penalty kick and a breakaway in overtime. So a lot of different emotions coming out of it. Pleased that we carried the game, that we were in control, that we had the lead. But ultimately, you have to get wins at the end of the day. So we're going to move forward and try to get more of those.
Well, each week that we've talked, and as we critique your team, there's definitely a theme that you continue to talk to us about, and that's closing games late. I'm sure there's not one thing that is going to solve this, but it's a process, and you're continuing to address that with your guys, I'm sure?
Yeah, you do, but you also don't overemphasize too much because a lot of the game is mental, and so you never want to put players in a position where they're overly stressing out late in games for fear of not being able to close things out. The biggest thing we keep saying to our guys is, look, you're in these positions for a reason, because you're a good team, because you're good players, and it's about trusting yourself in those moments and also trusting in what we're trying to do and just always thinking, never turning the brain off, thinking, analyzing situations quickly, and when in doubt, making the correct, simple decisions early on. So we keep talking about that, but we don't harp on it in an obsessive way. And I think we'll continue to get better, and we as a staff believe that the guys will pick up the messages, and sooner or later things will turn and we'll start to see the positive results.
All right, well, speaking of positive results, I have to ask you about Alfonso Pinheiro. And I remember talking to you in preseason and asked you about, who's a possible breakout Great Dane, and you were excited about a couple of young guys, and he was one of them. Again, Rookie of the Week this week, and leads you guys with 7 points. Is he exceeding your expectations that you had coming in?
Well, we have high expectations for Alfonso. He has high expectations for himself, as do a lot of the other guys, and he'll be the first to tell you that he's not scoring goals and getting assists without the work of the other guys around him. We've got a talented group of attacking players that are getting more and more comfortable with each other each week. It was good to see Pedro Espindola get his first goal and also have an assist this weekend, and those two are working well together, along with Jake Barros has 2 goals, Leo Melgar has 2 goals, Anthony Rosano has scored a goal, and he's drawn 3 penalty kicks for us this season. So there's a lot of talent there, and those guys are coming together nicely. So our expectations are high that they're going to continue to do that, and we think if we can be a threat to anyone that we play, it puts us in great position heading into the conference.
And speaking of heading into the conference, Coach, your next 4 right here at Bob Ford Field, and you guys have been on the road quite a bit. How important is it to you to put some of these wins in your pocket leading into Vermont and the rest of America East play?
Well, it's very important. It's vital. Any coach will tell you you have to protect your home field. You have to capitalize on the opportunities you have to play at home, and we have a great home environment. The guys love playing at home. The fans have been great so far this year, and it provides an atmosphere that's really enjoyable and gives us an advantage.
All right, that'll do it for this week's edition of Coach's Corner. As always, you can check us out next week as we look back on Lafayette, St. Francis, and, of course, look ahead to conference play. For Coach Trevor Gorman, I'm Zach Bai, and we'll see you next time.